What is up, guys? It's Everything Ninja back here with another review video for the first time in like forever. But anyway, today I will be reviewing the American Ninja Warrior Women's Championship Special, which this year pretty much took the place of like USA versus the World and All-Stars, since they obviously couldn't do those. I mean, who knows? Maybe they did All-Stars, but probably not. Hello, this is upon editing, but I forgot to make a correct place to put the intro, so here it is. So first we're gonna go over the format of this competition, and I'll go over everybody who's competing, but like I'll just say the result in the round one, so I don't have to put a whole list of it. But for the format, round one, which is basically a qualifying course, the top six, it was 12 women competing in this special, and then the top six from round one will qualify for round two, and round two was basically a semifinals course, 10 obstacle extended course, and the top four from that course move on to the Power Tower bracket playoffs to determine the champions. So the course, it went shrinking steps and then off the hook, and then what was the third obstacle? I'm literally forgetting. Oh yeah, the beehive, and then burn rubber, which I think they mean easier because I feel like I remember the tires being more offset and spinning a little bit more, but who knows? It just might be in my head. But anyway, then there was sideways with the regular bar as the slider and not the board, and then obviously the warp wall, the salmon ladder, the oh my gosh, I'm literally blanking out. Corkscrew with instead of the wheel in the middle, they actually had a bar, so they made it a little bit easier. But I mean, I don't know, it didn't bother me too much, but it probably bothered a lot of people. And then the dungeon, which they also made easier because they made this cannonball, like where you swing from the cannonball and you like start from the middle of the board that you're climbing up instead of starting from the very bottom of that pegboard that you were climbing up. So that was easier too. And then followed by the spider trap and then the buzzer. So first off, we had Ashton McConville, who was a breakout rookie this season on American Ninja Warrior, hitting the buzzer in her first run. She did get revenge on burn rubber, which is awesome because that took her out in the semifinals, but then she ended up failing sideways, unfortunately, just landed with one hand before the other one and then just kind of flipped off. And then after that was Sandy Zimmerman, and she actually ran this course on her 22nd anniversary, which was really cool. But she ended up hitting the buzzer, which was really awesome to see her hit another buzzer. And then came Michelle Warnke Burma, and I was really hoping for her to do well after that really shocking fail on the Lunatic Ledges this season, but unfortunately she did end up failing the beehive. Just kind of went too early, maybe needed a little bit more momentum, and just her hands just kind of missed it. So that's really unfortunate, but hopefully she can redeem herself this season, and this might most likely will be her last season. Season 13 will, but so I really hope she can be back, at least hit one more buzzer. And then after Michelle was Tiana Webley, and she was able to hit the buzzer, her second ever buzzer, and she actually hit on the last board of sideways. She like got such a big swing that she hit it with her knee, and I'm very surprised she did not fall, because that, I mean, if she hit it any harder, she probably would have fallen. But anyway, so then we had commercials, and then for the fast forward, Jerry DeRilio failed the beehive, unfortunately, and then Maddie Howard finished the course. And then we had Megan Martin, who has not hit a buzzer since season 8, and she was really hoping to get back, and she did. She was able to get revenge on both burn rubber and sideways, even though technically this special was actually filmed in between qualifying and semifinals. So she actually failed burn rubber after this competition, which is sad, but you know, whatever. She got revenge on sideways, which is cool, and then she hit her buzzer, and that was really awesome to see. And then more commercials already. Okay. And then we had Rachel Goldstein as a fast forward, and she unfortunately failed the beehive. And actually, I need to mention this. She wasn't able to compete in the semifinals of season 12, which is why Jerry DeRilio got to compete and took her place and ended up qualifying for the finals. Anyway, she wasn't able to compete because she injured her finger on the beehive, which they actually didn't mention in this special, which I'm pretty surprised about. But she actually hurt her finger on that, so that's why she was not able to compete. So then we had Alyssa Beard, who was coming off hitting another qualifying buzzer this season, but unfortunately failing clockwork in the semifinals. But then she ended up failing sideways because on the last board she missed it, and then she hit the tilting board, and then it just flipped her back. So that's unfortunate. Then we had Jessie Graff, and on her FaceTime sideline was actually Patty Jenkins, a famous director who hired her to do stunt work on Wonder Woman 1984. And then she ended up hitting the buzzer, so great run. Then we had more commercials. In Fast Forward, Janique Levette failed the Beehive. And then Jessie Lebrec was after that, and this run was so fast. Like, she just did not take many breaks. I mean, she hesitated a little bit before Burn River, but other than that, this was a really efficient run, and I really love watching it. And then, wow, this, like, they actually posted a sneak peek run of this, but, like, it scared me so bad. When she was on the sideways, she missed the last board just like Alyssa, but instead, like, of flipping back, the board flipped her forward. So that was, like, the luckiest thing that's ever happened to anyone on the show. But anyway, she got through, and then she finished with the fastest time. So, round 2 qualifiers in order, Jessie Lebrec, who finished in 2 minutes and 4 seconds, Maddie Howard, who finished in 2 minutes and 12 seconds, Tiana Weberly finished in 2 minutes and 26 seconds, Jessie Graff finished in 2 minutes 50 seconds, then we had Megan Martin with 3 minutes and 4 seconds finish, and then Sandy Zimmerman won 3 minutes and 7 seconds. So then we started round 2, this City Finals extended course. So Maddie Howard went up first. I'm surprised they fast-forwarded her run, but whatever. That was an interesting decision. But anyway, she made it all the way to the dungeon, but unfortunately slipped off the spikes, which is an amazing run. And they had Sandy Zimmerman right after her, who also made it all the way to the dungeon, and she just slipped off the spikes as well. So those spikes, this hard grip challenge. And then we had Jessie Lebrec. This is probably one of the, like, most annoying and, like, such angering fails I've ever seen, like, in my entirety of watching this show. So she was just powering through the course as always, didn't have a scare on sideways this time, just going right through. She completed the dungeon, which is cool because but I mean, she ended up failing it in the semifinals, but obviously that was a harder course. Anyway, she finished the dungeon, and then everybody was like, okay, she's gonna clear. She's already cleared an extended course twice. She's on the spider trap. She's looking good. And then she's going up to the final doors, and then her feet start slipping off. She starts getting no traction, and then she has to, like, really dig deep. And then she starts pushing up the doors, so you're like, yes. And then she pushes open one of the final doors, and then she's pushing open the other one. She's trying to get it open, but she just can't get her traction with her feet and push it up at the same time. And she slipped off on the final door. That was so sad to watch. That was so sad. She was so close to finishing, but unfortunately, she did not make it, but since she did better than the first 2 women, she was guaranteed a spot in the Power Tower playoffs. Then we had Megan Martin, who also powered through the course, made a save on Burn Rubber, and then got all the way past the dungeon, past Cork Troop, past dungeon, and then unlike Jessie, she did manage to power her way through the spider trap, even though she also started slipping on the last 2 doors, which I'm like, well, that might have been a course error. Or maybe it was just fatigue for both of them, but it's kind of a coincidence that they both started struggling at the same place, but Megan was able to power through, and that was really amazing to see her hit her first extended course passer. Tiana Weberly then ran next, and she slipped off the spikes of the dungeon just like Maddie and Sandy. And then, but she did bump Sandy out, unfortunately, of the Power Tower bracket, but Tiana did make it in because she went faster than Maddie to the dungeon. So Maddie Howard was on the bubble. And the last woman to run was Jessie Graff. And everybody's like, okay, well, Jessie Graff is obviously going to make it, so sorry, Maddie, but you're going to be out. But she's looking good through the course. And then on sideways, she's on that slider, and she starts swinging, but then her legs start going, like, side to side, and, like, her momentum starts getting crazy. She stops, she starts swinging right, but then she changes her grip from this to this, which I'm, like, so confused, because then that started making your hands squish, like, into the edge of the thing. I'm like, that can't be comfortable. And then she swings, and then she just slips off the next board. That was very, very shocking. I'll talk more about that later, but that was very surprising, and Maddie qualified for the top 4. So yeah, the Power Tower qualifiers were Megan, Jessie, Tiana, and Maddie. So the first Power Tower race was Megan versus Maddie, and it was very close. Megan was just a hair ahead the entire time, just just kind of a swing ahead through the entire race, and then ended up taking the win. But it was very close. All these races were super close, which was awesome. And then we had Jessie Lebrecq versus Tiana Weberly. Jessie was like a swing ahead on the shelf. However, at the beginning of the race, Tiana actually was ahead on the steps. She got to the steps. She was on like the third step when Jessie like started doing the steps. So I was like, wow, could Tiana actually pull it up? But then when she jumped to the pole, she started like her feet started slipping. She couldn't climb up, and then Jessie took the lead and then never looked back, and she took the win. So championship race, Megan Martin versus Jessie Lebrecq, and I'm gonna analyze that race right now. As you can see right here, Flex is like a shelf ahead of Megan, but then she starts taking extra swings because she knows Megan is behind her, and I think that's what cost her, because Megan started taking only one backswing on each shelf and took a big risk, and it definitely paid off for her as she was able to get the win. And that's actually pretty ironic, because if you don't remember, in Ninja vs. Ninja a few years ago, Jessie actually beat Megan in a race in the finale episode when Megan fell on the wing nuts, so that's pretty interesting. And congratulations to Megan for being the champion. What an amazing race, and what an amazing risk that Megan took, and that just totally paid off for her. I was very happy to see her win. I really expected that Jessie was gonna win, but when it's always what you expect, sometimes Ninja Warrior, you don't want it to be what you expect. Sometimes you like seeing action like that, and that was definitely an action-packed race, for sure. But congratulations to Megan for being the champion, and here is so I'm starting this new thing with my reviews that are coming later this summer for every episode of season 13. I'm starting this new thing called Run of the Day and Shock of the Day, where I analyze and go over my favorite run for that episode, and also in my opinion, what was the most shocking fail from that episode. So here they are. Without a doubt, my run of the day will have to go to Megan Martin's run in round 2. She might have had to make a couple of good saves, but overall it was an amazing run, and it was really amazing to see her be able to complete a finals extended course like that after being in quite a buzzer drought of the past few years. So yeah, that was really awesome to see. And for my shock of the day, I had to go with Jessie Graf's fail on Sideways. It was very surprising to see her fail that after struggling with her momentum, but it was really shocking that she failed it after she'd already completed the first round 1 course, and that was just an extended course, and I knew she had a lot more energy left in the tank, and it's really unfortunate to see her go out that way, especially since we won't see her competing on this upcoming season. Alright, so that's going to do it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and look forward, because this summer I'm going to be posting a review for every single episode of Season 13. So definitely look forward to that. I'm going to try to get back to YouTube and get more content out for you guys, but I really enjoy doing these reviews, and obviously I'll try to get the comments turned back on, but I don't even know what else to say, but I hope you guys enjoyed this, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.